So, as I mentioned, thank you so much for joining us for this Wellness Wednesday edition. Today, we have a great treat for you. So, let me just explain. Once a month, we feature a presentation for one of our Senior Planet sponsored athletes. And for those of you who aren't aware about our Senior Planet sponsored athletes, every year, Senior Planet selects 5 older adults age 60 and above from across the United States to become wellness ambassadors in the sponsored athlete program. So these individuals are excited about fitness. They want to share their experiences with what they've accomplished throughout their wellness goals. Okay, so today we are excited to have Senior Planet sponsored athlete, 66-year-old William Lee with us. Now, William has been connected to physical fitness ever since his military days, but a major health scare during his second career served as a serious wake-up call. Now, William is rededicating himself to exercise and redefining the narratives surrounding older adults and strength. So this is William's second presentation to this group. Some of you might have already met William before. His first presentation was back in March, where he demonstrated a series of stretches to help you get limber, increase your strength, and decrease risk of injury. Today, however, William will guide us through a series of core exercises that can be done right from your seat. So thank you very much, William, for being here. I'll go ahead and pass the floor over to you, and let's all give William a nice welcome.
All right. Appreciate it. Hello, Senior Planet. This is William Lee, 66 years old. In 2 days, I'll be 67, AKA Master Fitness, AKA Silver and Fit. So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about how to build a stronger core, and we're going to talk about doing it through chair exercises. We may have somebody out there that's confined to a chair. Maybe your job consists of you at your desk all day. Maybe you work from home, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you sit at home with a TV with a remote control in your hand, where you can put that remote down, you can work out right in your chair. We're going to cover several different exercises pertaining to the core, because the core is extremely important, especially for us seniors as we get older. We know we got to build muscles. We know we got to maintain our flexibility as we get older. We know we have to do that. The most important thing in doing these exercises is that we do them correctly. You know, because if you're not doing them correctly, you can injury, or it can be ineffective if you're not doing them correctly. And we'll talk through all of that as we go. As the gentleman said earlier, my fitness journey began when I was in the United States Army. In the United States Army is where I became a master fitness trainer at the United States Army. I worked out Monday through Friday, taught fitness, taught nutrition to the troops in my unit. And then once my career was over, I went to work for the U.S. Postal Service, and that's when I got laxed. That's when I started working out. I mean, I looked the part, but I started working out, eating hot dogs on the route. I was a mail carrier. And then all of a sudden, my blood pressure started going sky high. My kidney, I came up with stage 4 kidney disease. And I was, as I was saying, is that I had stage 4 kidney disease, and that they sent me home once they gave me, and I went to the doctor, lab test, stage 4 kidney disease, told me to go home, come back in 30 days, they're gonna put me on dialysis. I mean, at that time, I think I was like 41, 42 years old, scared the heck out of me. When I went home that day, I started back working out. I brought back up my fitness. I started walking 5 miles a day. Now, remember, 30 days, come back in 30 days, they're going to put me on dialysis. Now, and the way the doctor told me is that there ain't nothing you can do. Kidneys are a different species. There ain't a whole lot you can do. So when you come back in 30 days, you're going on dialysis. But when I went home, I said, well, he said that, but it's not going to stop me from doing what I'm going to do. So I got out there that same day and started walking 5 miles a day. And I said, well, it can't hurt. Maybe it'll help. I went back in 30 days. My numbers had went all the way down from stage 4, which was at 4.5 all the way down to 1.8. So at that time, the dialysis was off the table. And that's from that, and that was in 2003. And from 2003 on, I dedicated myself back to fitness, and I'll never get away from it again. And I really believe that fitness and nutrition saved my life because I was feeling awful. Stage 4 kidney disease, getting ready to go on dialysis, 41 years old. I was devastated. So fitness and nutrition, I have a passion for it now. I've always had a passion for it, especially when I was in the Army. But once I got sick and I was able to start working out again, and I believe it turned my life around and saved my life. So in 2014, when I retired from the U.S. Postal Service, I've started a YouTube fitness channel. I also started in fitness, and I also started a Facebook fitness. And I also got certified as a master fitness trainer. So I'm knee deep into it. I'm passionate about it. I'm also passionate about fitness for seniors. So many negativity when some people talk about fitness out there for seniors, because when we work out and we take care of ourselves, we can do and look just as good as anybody else. But what it's really all about is health and wellness. I mean, you got to put the work in, though. It's not going to happen by itself. Regardless of what you do, whether you're walking every day, whatever you're doing, you have to put the work in order to get yourself up there to where you need to be at. And getting back to the stronger core, which obviously we got to have that. We got to have that. But because if you don't have a stronger core as a senior, you losing muscle mass, you losing flexibility, you add an age, and that's a disaster. Bad posture, the whole 9 yards. And that's why it's so important to have a stronger core as you go into your senior years. Okay. So the first thing I want to go over here, let me move my chair back here. Is the exercise that we're going to do today. We're going to do about 4 different exercises. Okay, the first one we're going to do, get back, baby. Move back, girl. Move. Get back, girl. Okay, the first one we're going to do is going to work this muscle group right here from the top all the way down right here. And it will really target your lower muscle group right here. Okay. And for demonstration, I'm only going to do probably about 10 to maybe 15 reps. But I know people are at different stages. I know, beginners or whatever, these are good exercises. These exercises are effective for people who are not old. They're effective for people even who already work out. They work, okay? But you just got to know where your starting point is at, if you decide to do them. Myself, I do 50 on all of my chair exercises, but I still do them. I work out from home. I don't go to the gym, It don't get no better than this. I know it's pros and cons, but I put my gym right here in my home, and I just walk right in here and work out. I like to be able to focus and lock in. Nothing against nobody going to the gym, but I call myself a home workout extraordinaire because I build everything I need right here at home. You don't need a whole lot of weights. That's why we're doing this in this chair today. You don't need a whole lot of stuff to build muscle. I understand that high speed, high tech, all that gym drive all the way over there. That's fine. You don't need a whole lot to get to where you need to be at. Okay, first exercise we go to. In your chair, just slide to the edge of your chair, right here, just like this right here. You can put your hands back here like that, all right? Lean back in your chair. Get your legs up, okay? As I'm saying, you're gonna feel this in your lower stomach. It'll be tighter down there, but you will feel it in your complete abs. That will focus more on that though, than lower, okay? As I said, I just do 50, but I'm gonna do about 10 of them. Just bring it all the way up, bring it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? And if you try it, you will feel those abs. Okay, like I said, I used to do 3 sets, and I also work out my abs every other day. I don't do abs every day. I do it every other day, rest day, then pick back up because you give your abs some time to grow. If you do it every day, it's not a good thing. You know, for example, I do weights one day, abs, weights, abs, so forth. Okay. The next thing you want to do after you work out there, you may feel it in your quads, you may feel it in your hip flexor, right in your chair. You ain't got up, you don't need to get up. Put the feet back there, toes back there, dig them into the floor. Okay? Just push up, push. You'll feel the stretch in your hip flexor, your abs, your quads, and just push it out there for about 15 seconds. Hold it out there. Okay. All right. Next one you want to do, very simple, right there in your chair. Interlock your hands behind your head. All right, put your hands behind your head. And this right here, again, works the complete abs. Now, I'll be doing a couple of different variations, probably hitting the same muscle group. If you decide to do them, you can select whichever one you want to do. But I'm gonna do maybe about 5 to 6 different exercises. You know, I'm also going to do the obliques, aka love handles. But again, different variations, you know, which I'll cover the same muscle group, but you'll have the choice to pick what you want if you decide to do it. Okay? Again, complete abs. All right, sitting right there in your chair. All right, spread your legs apart, plant them on the floor, and just go all the way down. Then go all the way back in the chair. You go back like that right there, reach down and feel those abs. I bet you'll feel it. You feel something working in there. You will feel the abs down in there. I know some of us may have to dig a little further, but they're in there. Go down, back up, down, back up, all the way down. You ain't got to get out of that chair. If you confine to a chair, this is for you. All the way down, all the way up. And I think I'll mention something about doing them correctly. Correct form helps. Even if you do exercise wrong sometimes, you'll still work the muscle group. But in order to get to where you're trying to get to quicker and actually work the entire muscle group and to prevent injury, that's why they always tell you to perform the exercise the most correct way as possible. That's the reason why people tell you that most of the time. Okay, the next one we want to do, all right, press the legs apart again. Plant your feet on the floor, hands in the air, palm facing outward. Again, I usually do 50. You start where you want to start. You're going to go down, and if you can, touch the floor. 1, back. 2, go all the way back. All the way back. You can feel it. When you go back like this right here, reach down and feel the abs. Because you push it back. You're pushing it back. You can feel the abs right there. All right? Just to let you know, sometimes when you're working the muscle group, just feel what you're working. If I'm doing bicep, feel the bicep. You say, well, wait, it don't work. Well, feel it. It works. Use that as an example. Okay? All right, let's go back down again. Come back up. You can feel the abs pulling. Go back down, touch the floor, come back up. You can feel them pulling. Because you're leaning all the way back, you're stretching those abs. You're putting pressure on them. You're making them work. Because that's what you wanted to do. You want to make this muscle group work. Because it's so important that we have a stronger core. You know, have you ever seen somebody, maybe, for example, 150 pounds, maybe they, I don't know, 6'1", 6'2", 150 pounds, slim, but they got a stomach. A lot of times, the reason behind that is because you lose your muscles. When you lose your muscles, that's for men or women. When you lose your muscles in here, it's right here, just start going out there. It just start growing on you. And then be careful, it'll dunlap on you. And that's what we're talking about a strong core. And that's what happens to you. And you ain't really got to be a senior for this to happen to you. I mean, I think we already know that. We don't see too much of that. But as a senior, for us, when you combine all of that with age, and that's what we're here talking about today. When you combine all of it together as we get older, now you're losing muscle, you lose flexibility, and you add all of it together, and we got a disaster on our hands. Because the most important thing is about living as long as we possibly can and getting everything out of life that we can. Because we can enjoy life just like anybody else. Ain't got nothing to do with I'm getting old. I'm just so sick of hearing that, we get old. I'm 67 in 2 days. I don't want to hear nothing about that. This ain't 1950. This 2024. You're going to have people, I believe, as a fitness guy, you're going to have people today, my age, 60s, 70s, going to be into their 95, 98 years old, still working out in shape. It's a different generation. It's a different world now. It ain't like when our parents came along, because I remember my dad at 62, he looked like he was about 92. Back in the day, coming from Alabama, all that hard work they did. But times done change. Time done change, and everything. But you got to put the work in, though. Because if you don't put the work in, yes, I'll be looking just like him if I didn't put the work in. And I'm 67, and at 60 again, at 60, 62, he was about done. His body was gone. But you got to put the work in, though. And talking about strong core, posture, that's what we're shooting for, strong posture. Making sure that, we got muscles in our stomach, because when you're doing a lot of these exercises, like you're doing this exercise, for example, like that right there, that one there, you are not just working your abs. You got to do this in your back as well. That's important as well. You're building this whole core around here. That's what's going to hold you up and make you stand up straight the way you're supposed to versus bent over. And once again, I know it happens to a lot of seniors when we get older, when we don't work out, we lose our muscle mass, we start bending over or we start bending back. But I think we all will agree that we've seen young people too who lose muscle mass because they don't work out. But again, we talk about seniors today because it affects us more because of our age when you combine everything together. Okay? All right. Okay, next one we're gonna do, okay, and this right here, we're gonna work these obliques right here. All right. We'll take that hand and put that hand right there behind the head. Okay. You can put the hand on your waist. You can put it on your chair. Okay. And it's gonna be a quick hitter. And what I do on this right here, I'll do usually probably about 30 on this side like that. Then I come back to 30 on this side. Just once again, you have to start where you're at. Whether you do start out at 10 or whatever, that's where you need to start at. Okay? So grab the chair, it's a quick hitter. It's a turn and back. Because remember, you want to work it. You want to twist it. You want to work it. Okay? So hand behind the head, quick hitter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, quick hitter. Okay, so turn that out as fast as you can and bring it back. Okay, change it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Gotta work these AKA love handles, because sometimes you'll see a lot of people, if you do go to the gym or perhaps wherever you're at, you see some people that go in there and they'll do all these sit-ups. They'll do all of these sit-ups. And sometimes it'll look nice right here. But then you notice how wide they are, how wide their waist is, because they don't work their obliques. They don't work these love handles, okay? And this is a part of your core as well. You got to work the whole thing, 360, okay? And that's what we're doing here, these obliques. You can't get them things trimmed down and get them tightened up as well, all right? Another one we're going to do, working these obliques, okay? Working them, okay? We take our hands, feet flat on the floor, okay? Lock our hands, get them up, all right? Just like this right here. Okay, this is a 4-count exercise. Okay, again, working these obliques. Got to get them love handles off. We don't want them. Okay, 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. You can feel that pull. Feel that pull? Feel it? Feel it? It is tight. You can feel it all around here. You can feel it right here. You can feel it all up in there. Okay? Come back. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, I think you get my point on that. All right, working those oblique muscles. Get that fat off and get them trimmed down and get them tightened up. Once again, 360. Okay. All right. Next thing we want to do. Okay, we're gonna do one more oblique. Okay. Okay, we'll take our right hand. Okay. Put it right hand behind your head. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna actually bend and turn, bring our leg up, then let's go. Like that right there, right on the outside of this right knee, on the outside. And when you do that, you will feel the pull right in here. You will feel it in your serratus muscles right here. Because remember, you're building everything. You want to build all of this up. Not just a six-pack here. You want serratus over here build, the muscles over here. You don't want no fat sticking out of there. You want to build this whole thing up, okay? So you will feel all of this when you do this, okay? And again, I do 50. If you start to do this, you start where you comfortable at, all right? We just 1, you feel that twitch. 2, feel it. 3, you put your hand on it and feel it. You can feel it pull it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can feel all of that working over there. That's the key. Work these muscles. Work this fat. Burn it off. Burn them calories. Burn it off. Okay? All right. Change it up. Same thing. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right. Got that out of the way. Got both sides. Okay. Fitness and nutrition is a game changer. The older we get, the better we should get. I really believe that. I believe that as we get older, I think we should get better. But that only happens if you put the work in, though. I'm retired now, and that's all I do. I won't say it's all I do, but Monday through Friday, I work out. I have a set schedule. And as I was saying, I have sit-ups, weights, and walk. I do 5-mile walk. Okay? Then alternate days. Okay, but I certainly did my walking because I love walking. But we also, somebody may say, well, I can walk. But walking will never get you the core that you need. Walking will only help you as far as your cardio. Walking is great. Don't get me wrong, because I love my walking. I don't run nothing. I walk my 5 miles. But what I'm saying, if you want to build your tricep muscles, obviously, that you got to do curls. Okay? Walking ain't gonna do that. Handball ain't gonna do that. Okay? Swimming ain't gonna do that. You got to get in the gym if you want some bicep. You got to add in some weights to build some muscles, or build biceps. Obviously, you want to work on your tricep. You can do that with push-ups and things of that nature. But the walking, other hobby activities is great. But in order to get this strong core we're talking about, you got to target that. You got to put that work in to get this core. Okay. And this one more I want to go over right here. All right. You scoop down to the end of your chair right here. You hold your chair. Okay. Back here. You scoop back in your chair. I don't think I did this one right here, but if I have, we'll go over it again. But anyway, just come up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And actually, this right here is one of my favorite ones because it gets that pocket down there. I guess that's why I love it so much. That's why I probably did it twice. All right. I went over approximately 4 different exercises that you can do. And it's also other things you can do if you just sit at your desk there, at your home or whatever, and you may be confined to your chair or you tied to your whatever, watching TV or whatever. You can also, you want to work on your triceps as well. You just put your hands on the chair and just walk it out a little bit. You ain't got to go out here and hurt yourself. No, just walk it out just a little bit right here and just work your triceps. Just work them. That's all you do. I heard somebody was saying, well, that right there is too much. No, I'm not saying walking all the way out. Just right here will be fine. You got your legs underneath you. Just go down, work them arms. Because you got to be able to use your arm to get yourself up. Okay? That's another thing we can do. All right? There's so many things you can do to help build your core. So many things. That right there is just the chair exercises. You got floor exercises you can do. In fact, on my YouTube channel, I got over 360 videos. Right now, I got about 35, 40 videos on nothing but abs. By the end of next month, I want to have a total of 100 videos on nothing but stronger core on building abs. 100 videos on my YouTube. So I have 360 videos on there. Again, about 40 with just abs. I want to get that to 100. Put that in a playlist and just say, this is how you build abs. Okay? So if you happen, I think my link is in everything, but if you happen to go on there and take a look at me, it's me, the senior. It's not some young guy on there that's preaching to the choir and jumping around. This is an old guy, just like we are. And I'm on there doing all these different exercises in targeting muscles, core, arms, legs, everything. Okay. So this is from a senior to other seniors. Okay, if you decide to go on there. Okay. So stronger core, these things right here will get you there that I just done. Those few exercises that I just done will get you there. You just got to do them every day. And make sure you stretch. Get your stretches in because you got to have muscles in order to have a stronger core. You got to have your muscles. You cannot lose muscle mass as you get older. That is a recipe for disaster. And it's happened to us for years, especially our senior. For years, we sit around and we don't work out, which is a disaster because the older we get and the less we work out, the worse off we get. You got to work out. You got to build a muscle. YouTube channel, home workout and strength. Muscles is what holds your body up. Muscles is what maintain your posture. All of that has to be built. Okay, so you've got to get it in. And once again, I'm retired, so I spend time on myself now. I've raised my kids, I've raised my family, I've done all of that stuff. Now it's all about me. It's all about you too, I hope. It's time to work on number one, which is my health and wellness. Because when I was working, I didn't do it. All right, that concludes everything. Now we can open it up for any questions we may have.
Great. Thank you so much, William. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
We do have a bunch of questions in the chat. And for
absolutely.
anyone that would like to ask questions directly, you can use the react button on your computer or the more button on your phone and click the raise hand and we can call on you. And let me find, there's quite a few questions in the chat, William,
Okay.
and a bunch of birthday wishes. I know people were asking about what you eat and whether you fast.
They were like, okay, is that okay? That's a question to ask.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and answer it. It's okay to answer it.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do not fast at all. Believe it or not. I mean, I've considered it, but I really don't. Now, what I do, I do really watch what I eat. I do a lot of plant-based. I do a lot of low-calorie food, and I eat a lot of vegetables. I tell you, one thing I got away from, I'll tell you one thing I got away from, but even with working out, something was still affecting me. I was still walking 5 miles a day, but a friend of mine came by the house one day. This was about a year ago. And they looked at my cabinet. Now I'm Master Fitness certified. I looked at my cabinet and I got a thing of nothing canned goods in there. He said, "This is your problem right here." So I've done away with all of my canned goods. And the only thing I do now is fresh vegetables. But what I mean, canned goods of peas, green peas. You know, I thought that, green peas in the can, it may be good. But it's the preservatives and the things they put in there to preserve them is what affects you. So I don't eat any canned goods anymore as far as, your vegetables or whatever. I buy all my vegetables either fresh or frozen.
Great. Thanks, William.
And
One other question.
I don't eat any red meat. I only eat chicken and turkey.
Fantastic. We also, let's see, Stephanie Eula has had her hand up.
Yes.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Well, you have these core exercises on the Senior Planet station?
Yeah, I put the Senior Planet YouTube channel, and there's also a special thing for the Senior Planet athletes. That's in the chat, Stephanie. So we are recording this, and the whole thing will be on
Yeah.
YouTube.
I tried to write it down, but it was hard. So
Yeah. Yeah, if anybody that wants a copy of the chat, feel free to send me an email. It's dtanzer@gmail.com. I put that in the chat. I'll do that.
But it will be on the Senior Planet program.
Yes.
And how will it be listed?
Yeah, I put the links into the chat. If you look up Senior Planet has a channel and you'll see these videos there.
Yeah, well, what's the name of his video? That particular one today that's being recorded.
Yeah, they haven't put it on there yet, so I'm not sure what the title will look like. But if you look for Senior Planet, you should be able to find it.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably something along the lines of chair exercises for a stronger core, probably.
Stronger core. Okay.
Yeah, chair exercises for a stronger core, yes.
Great.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
So feel free to raise your hand if you have a question for William. And let me start going through the chat. Let's see, Kit was asking again about which meats you eat and don't eat.
So one other question. Does a core help you have more balance?
Yes, it does. It does. Because obviously, if you got bad posture, you're either leaning or you over, or you can be back with your stomach out there, so that don't give you any good balance when anything is tilting in any direction.
Yeah, because if you don't fall, you don't break a hip, right?
Exactly.
There was also questions in the chat about the speed, whether doing them slowly will also work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. At your pace. And another thing, I'm glad that's a good question. Doing them at your pace, like for example, like you're doing this right here. Now I go fast because I'm so used to doing it. What you can do is say, okay, I'm gonna go 90 seconds as many as I can. 4 or 5, whatever you can do. Say I do this in 90 seconds. And you just go, 1, to at your own pace.
Oh, great. That's great. Thanks, William. Cindy Newman, you have your hand up. Go ahead and unmute.
Hey Willie, first of all, I wanna say thank you so much. I wanna wish you a healthy and a happy birthday and many, many more.
Thank you.
I loved your presentation. I'm an exerciser too. I'm also a vegan. You can eat a
Okay.
lot of, I'm 71. You can eat a lot of food and still be lightweight. So I just wanted to thank you. You're doing a great job. And most of all, I'm so happy that you're doing well, that your health is good now. You keep up the good work, Willie.
Thank you.
You're
I'm
the,
back.
you're the coolest.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks. Let me take a look through the, let's see, Cindy, you're done? I saw another hand go up and then went back down again. Let me see.
I have a question. Someone asked, when doing the lift legs up, does it matter if you have your knees together or apart?
If you're comfortable with it apart, like this right here, that's still fine. You know, as long as you bring them up far enough. If you're talking about this right here, I guess you're talking about that. As long as you bring them up far enough versus, for example, it's like this, oh, you got a part, but you're only going right here. Well, you're not getting a full range of motion, but you want to, open your legs, however you want to do it, just as long as you bring them up far enough.
You had your feet together though.
Yeah, I had mine together. And the question was, does it matter whether you got them together or open? I just put mine together. I just hold mine together like this because it's easier, it's better for me. But the question is, if you want to do it like that, it's the same effect. You still get it.
Mhm. I see.
Yeah.
That looks like the best one.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Mhm.
But I just like for me, like this right here. That just feels better for me, like that.
Now, if you just did that one and you eliminated the other ones, would it still build your core enough?
You see it doing the core because the kids, while you're doing this, for example, feel right here. I mean, just reach up if you can. You can feel you're still working that core. You say, okay, I can feel it's tight. And that's the key, is working your core.
But do you have to do all the others or would that one be enough?
If you just wanted to just say, I'm gonna work this one specifically, I would say you would work this right here, but you may be missing your obliques over here.
I got you. Mhm.
Okay, and you really want to get the 360 all the way around. So you want to work that too, get that tight, so forth, and then get this right here. And if you do that and go down, you can feel it in your back, and you can feel it in your front. So you cover all the way around. Down, up, down, up. Now you will feel it in your back. You do enough of them, you will feel it in your back. Woof, back. Which is a good thing.
Now, does that build your back bones too, or just the muscles?
Mostly your muscles. Most of the muscles.
But your muscles support your bones, so that's.
There you go. Exactly. That's what it does. Muscles was holds them bones in place and holds you up, and makes your core better. The muscles are what holds you up, make you look like some of the guys walk around like this right here. It's not because of their bones, because they got all the muscles.
Because as you get older, you get sarcopenia. You lose so much muscle every year.
Yeah, you do. And you know what it is about that too. As an old guy myself, is that for years, and I'm a fitness trainer with the school and all this stuff, certified and stuff, is that I know, I read all this stuff back in the day. You get older, you can't build muscle, you're too old, and I'm just sick and tired of hearing that, because as a personal trainer myself who got in the gym, got on my machine right here, and just started working out, and I'm saying, wait a minute, I'm building muscles, and I never had muscle. I didn't come with the muscle. I said, but I'm building. Then I started realizing You can build muscles, no matter how old you are. I'm almost 70 years old, and I can build muscles. So I don't know about all of this stuff out there. Let me just be honest. I don't agree with all the stuff out there about you can't build muscles. It may be more difficult. It may take a longer process, but I have had no problem building muscles.
But
I
you're
have
not
no
that
problem.
old, sir. You're not that old. You're not that old. You know, by today's standards, you're not old. Today, after 70 and 80, they're working out in the gym, you know?
I see a guy the other day out at Stone Mountain Park. A guy 80 years old, looked better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80. And walk around with, and this was a couple weeks ago when it was nice and warm. He had the shirt on. He like, yeah. He want to let you know. And I just had an accent. I've seen him many a time before. I just actually I started talking to him. Me and just started talking. I said, I see you every day. They got talking. He said, yeah, I'm 80 years old.
So it's any age.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have a few other questions in the chat, William. From Rena, I have spinal stenosis. How can I protect my back during the exercises? Or are there exercises I shouldn't do?
Well, if anything with the back, you may not want to be getting over and doing that. That way aggravated. You can do something like press all the way back up against here, put your hand behind your chair, got that back stabilized, right? And you can do that. Okay? All right. Your back is not moving. You have stabilized it with the chair, especially when it's hard chair, and you can still work your core muscles right here. And it would not affect your back because you have it pressed up against the chair and you are pressed up there and you're lifting right here. You're not bending your back, you're not twisting it. Just right here. That would do it. Okay.
Great, thanks. There's also a question on how do you do exercises to strengthen your neck, hands, and feet?
Your neck, well, there's a whole lot of things you can do with your neck, but one thing I would say, to just starting out, especially for a senior, I would just start out with something, it's something I do, like on my bench over here. I just kind of left edge of my bench, for example, and I take my neck back and forward. I just tilt it off my bench over here without weights. And I just tilt my neck back and forward, just using my head weight to do that. And I do the side as well. Those are the ways that I would recommend to build your neck up. Now, if you go to the gym and see some of these guys where they go over there and put the pulley on and they all that, that's the whole different story. But for seniors I'm talking about, I would just use my body weight. Like I said, you gotta use a bit. I would just say sit there and just work it. And just do that every other day. Just work it. Yeah, that's what I would do. Because I'm not gonna tell you to put it in weights around your neck.
Thanks, William. And we had a question from Jay Parker. How long before you see results?
Yeah, that's the key right there. The key is consistency. And you can get discouraged. Some people body will develop quicker. You'll have people that say, well, me and him work out together, or me and her work out together. She's more along than I am. She's more toned. But you got to stay with the process. Don't keep looking at her. You stay with your process. You will get there. People bodies are different. Maybe she eat differently. Maybe her metabolism burns that fat off to where her muscles shows a lot quicker because as we work out and get built and toned, right? We still have some fat covering that stuff until we get our diet right to burn some of the stuff off. Then you can see the six pack or whatever. And then you can see the definition, so it's all about your diet and consistency, and don't give up. Get you a plan. Get you a weekly plan. Like I have a plan. I don't work out on Saturdays and Sundays, but Monday through Friday I have a plan. I do my sit-ups Monday. I do my light weights and walking Tuesday, and then so forth, right on down the line, all the way to Friday. Then I take Saturday and Sunday off. But in order to get to where you need to get to, you will see your results, but you got to stick with it. I can't give you a complete time frame because I don't know how you eat, and things of that nature. But if you eating right and you stay consistent, you should see something within 3 weeks. You should start seeing something like, oh, okay, oh, I see that within 3 weeks, if not sooner.
Great, thanks. Sherry, you have your hand up. Go ahead and unmute.
Actually, William, I just wanted to tell you something. I work out with you every day because what happened in your March thing, when you were in March,
Yeah.
I went to that too, and you were talking about the kidney thing, and you said, you've got to do the work. And when I'm doing my really hard exercises and don't want to do it, I think of you, you've got to do it, and then I do it. So I work out with you every day. That was my only comment.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And hey, I'm glad you work out with me because, some women say, well, you work out too hard.
No, it makes me do it. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Thank you. Every day, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I knew I had somebody out there.
And feel free to click the react button if you're on a computer and then raise hand, or if you're on a phone, you can tap the more button and look for reactions and raise hand. So you can ask questions to William. I'm just looking to see if there's other questions in the chat. So you do these particular exercises 2 or 3 days a week, these core exercises?
Yes, I do. And then not only do I do these right here, I do them on the mat on the floor. If anybody go on my YouTube, just look at me over there. I got over 360 videos this old man do. And I do on the floor workouts, and I do in the chair as well. So for people who may not be confined to a chair and want to get out of a chair and work out as well, I do them on the floor. I also do them all sorts of ways. I got a whole lot of variations over there of doing core training with weights, without weights, chair. There's a lot of stuff. This old man has done a lot of videos.
Yeah, I'll put your channel into the chat again. It's for people that came in a little late. Yeah, hi Helen, go ahead and unmute.
I've heard a lot about diets. Well, what is it that you eat or don't eat that makes you well?
Well, I'll tell you what I got away from. At one time, I was frying a lot of my food in high grease, going to the store buying this Crisco grease. I'll tell you what I was doing. Frying my food, frying chicken, frying that. And I was still working out. And I said, I'm building muscle, but this fat's still stuck over there, And I just wasn't eating right. And then I was eating a lot of canned goods, thinking that was healthy. And it was not. All that stuff is preservative, what I found out, and that's the thing that people tell me that you need to stay away from because it's in, what's in the preservative. But when you're eating all this stuff, and you complain about, I'm complaining about not losing my fat and I'm building these muscles and why the fat not going nowhere. But once I let that go and got on fresh vegetables like fresh corn, fresh green beans, I started baking my chicken. I started baking my turkey burgers and things of that nature. I used to bake everything now. So I don't fry anything anymore, or I will air fry it, which let the air do it without grease. So those are the things that help me when I'm talking about dieting versus just eating anything and frying food and eating all that and meat off the chicken and all that. In fact, when I eat my chicken now, I take the meat off the chicken. I remove the fat meat off the chicken and just eat the lean meat only now. That's what I do.
Great, thanks Helen. And we just had a question about frozen vegetables. You said you do eat frozen vegetables?
Frozen vegetables and fresh and frozen. No, I don't do any cans anymore. I had a whole I had cans everywhere. I put a trash can up and I just put them out the trash can. And got rid of them.
And there's also a question from Alva about whether you eat seafood.
Oh, that's my favorite. That is my favorite. My fish, shrimp, lobster, oysters. That is the best food you can eat, especially for dieting daily. I eat it daily. You know, I live here in Georgia, but in the Atlanta area. But if I live along the coast, I would eat it every day.
Sardines are wonderful.
Sardines are wonderful.
Salmon.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. Yeah.
Great. Connie, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Hi, William. I was trying to find your videos on YouTube, specifically your exercise videos.
Yeah,
Are
I
they,
put it into the chat, Connie.
are they
His
all
YouTube
under Senior
channel.
Planet?
No, I put his particular channel into the chat. I can do that again for you.
Okay.
But if
I just
if you look in the chat, it's in there several times.
okay. I just tried to. I found one, but he said he had a lot of them out there, and I was trying to.
Yeah.
Go to it's youtube.com at masterfitness-wv. I
Oh,
just
there
put
it
it in the
is.
chat.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Connie. Yeah, go ahead, Alva. You have to unmute.
William, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
One thing that I had talked with my doctor about was I just felt like I was, this might not be the most pleasant conversation, but having to go to the bathroom much more than, to number one. Okay. So she said, you know what? You need to really work on your core. And that's what happens with most of us as we grow older, that we do need to work on our core, and that will help with that particular situation. So I'm glad to tune in, and I'll be working to make that stronger, because I have friends who are having the same issue. And of course, it becomes incontinence if it continues to get worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that stronger core should help you. Have you already started working on it, or are you gonna start working on it?
I'm with you right now.
Okay.
We're gonna do this.
Okay.
I hadn't done a lot, and I didn't know what things to do.
Yes.
That would be good core exercises. My PCP had mentioned, well, I can probably get you to a physical therapist that you might want to deal with, but I think I'll just tune in. See.
Yeah, and absolutely. And these chair exercises are very effective. And as I've stated, they're not necessarily like just for seniors only. You can be in good shape. These chair exercises will work you. Will work you out.
Thanks, Alva. We're almost out of time. Go ahead, Joan. We'll end with you.
Thank you. Real quick, William, happy birthday. And I didn't get a chance to meet your puppy there. Sorry, the little puppy was walking around. I think he wanted to train too. But what I wanted to ask you is, my mom used to like can her own goods, like tomatoes and things from her garden. And I just didn't know, we just enjoyed it, for dinner and stuff. What kind of preservatives do they put in the canned goods to, I mean, I bought cans and they expire, or best by dates is 2027, 2026. I thought, oh, this will last a long time. But I'm just wondering, what kind of preservatives do they put in there to keep the vegetables, the vegetables fresh?
Well, see, and that's the thing. I didn't exactly read exactly what it is, but I was just, talking with a lot of other fitness people. Most of them was plant-based, and they were just telling me they got away from all of that, and that you need to be careful about the preservative that's put in there. Now, exactly what it is, and that's one of the reasons I got away from it, because I don't know what it is.
Right. Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, I'll have to Google it or something, but
right,
exactly. My mother was very good at that. She over the winter she would can things from her garden so they would keep over the winter, for dinner.
did she put in a type of special preservative, or she just did it her way? You put whatever.
That's what I was wondering. She had bottles like mason jars, and it would be like tomatoes and oh gosh, well, she had carrots and she had green beans and things like that from her garden, that she put in the pantry, and we had them over the winter.
She may
And
not have put any preservatives in it, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the thing. That's why I was asking. I don't know.
Well, generally, when foods are canned at home, that process is basically, I don't know, I haven't done a lot of it. I used to see my grandmother and my mother do it.
Right, right.
But the process is to pressure
Well,
cook,
yeah.
do it under pressure. They do it in those pressure cookers or whatever. And you don't put preservatives in them.
Right,
That's
exactly.
that's
okay.
the blessing of
But
doing it at home.
Thanks, Alva. We're just about out of
Okay,
time.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you a big thank you, William.
Thanks,
This was
William. Happy
wonderful.
birthday.
Thank
And
you.
thanks everybody for coming.